The world is changing. You can feel it in the water. You can feel it in the earth. Smell it. In the air. A new power is rising. It moves in the shadows and it will not show itself, not yet, until it has gathered full strength. We have to be careful. If the enemy has returned, we need to know, and we must prepare ourselves accordingly. Unless, that is, you have decided to join him. Home is now behind you, after all. The world is ahead. For the time may come when you will shape the fortunes of all. What will you do? Whom will you serve? The elves? The dwarves? Or is it men? Or will you be blind to all that is good in this world and answer only to evil? It is the year 2023 of the 21st century, and here follows the account of French monk and the development of the kingdoms of Arda mod. It has come to my attention that this mod is a single and multiplayer total conversion of Mount and Blade to Bannerlord that will bring the world of Tolkien into the game. This would include characters, locations, weapons, and more from The Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, The Silmarillion, and other works by Tolkien and media made for his universe. It will take place 2 years before the Fellowship leaves Rivendell, to embark upon the single most important quest this Middle-earth has seen. What quest they would not say, but it will be possible for you to attend the Council of Elrond and learn all about it yourself. If you have the right amount of influence, you could even join the Fellowship, or you could learn all about their journey in order to oppose them. It is even possible to kill pretty much everyone, though I would avoid contact with the Nine. You know of whom I speak. Disguised as riders in black, they are terrible servants of the Dark Lord. Though it has been many a year since they walked abroad. Who knows? As the shadow grows once more, they too may walk again. Now it is impossible to say when this mod will be released. It will likely be a long time until such a day arrives, but this does not mean we cannot catch a glimpse of what the team has been up to. The primary inspiration is from the main trilogy. The books will be used as supplement, and I'm sure those who stumbled upon this account will have knowledge of the last days of the Third Age mod for Mount and Blade Warband, arguably the biggest Lord of the Rings mod for Bannerlord's predecessor. The Kingdoms of Arda team takes much inspiration out of this work and are familiar with the vast majority of other Lord of the Rings works. They will be following the beta designs for the movies almost entirely and use other sources such as Concept, Games Workshop, and previous Lord of the Rings modifications. Their plan is to cover a very large portion of Middle-earth, though its first version will only cover the area of Gondor, Rohan, Mordor, Isengard, Harad, and Dunland. The map will be expanded far in all 4 directions. The team will be investing a lot of time detailing the world of Tolkien throughout the development of this project. There will be approximately 25 major factions and in addition a large amount of minor factions in this world, with the option for the player to choose out of a list of playable races such as men, Dunedain, elves, dwarves, hobbits, goblins, uruks, and orcs. There are also older and fouler things than orcs in the deep places of this world. Non-playable creatures which you may stumble upon on one of your journeys. Trolls, half-trolls, ents, oathbreakers, barrow-wights, wargs, mumakil. Great beasts that defy your very imagination. Be on your guard at all times, though you may be in luck that not all creatures found their way in this mod. as some would be impossible to add to Bannerlord, speaking of keeping it realistically and visually appealing. Fell beasts and dragons may be among those that are kept out of this project for that very reason, whilst others, though not lore accurate, would break balance, and so the amount of work put into these complex mounts would not be worth the effort. There are plans though for one particular creature, once a hobbit, to be added to the mod, but it all depends on the team being able to make visually appealing animations. I'm sure you can agree that for this iconic character, a certain level of detail is needed to truly make it work in terms of immersion. And at the same time, I believe it is a nice way to pay homage to the importance of their role in the overall story. Other planned features for this mod include custom locations, which will serve several purposes. Some give quests, while others are more dungeon-like, where you can fight orcs, loot items and such. There will likely be small hidden lore elements you can interact with in order to gain some XP. Next to that, there will be new map icons and scenes, known lords and characters from the movies and other works of Tolkien, new troop trees and mercenaries, new quests, new siege equipment, and many other features not yet seen in native Bannerlord. Whilst the development of this mod dates back many years ago, in 2020, Taleworlds released the long-awaited modding tools to the community. Many of the things the Kingdoms of Arda team could not do before were now possible, such as asset implementation and scene creation, but more importantly, the coding for factions, settlements, troops, characters, scripts and so on, in order to create their Middle-earth campaign. Regarding updates, I believe the team deliberately posted little to nothing, until the mod reaches a point of high polish in their first set of factions, to fulfill that Lord of the Rings feeling we're all looking forward to. This naturally makes it difficult to report on the latest developments of this mod, because much like Isildur's bond with the One Ring, they too are keeping their secrets close to their chest.
Alright then, keep your secrets.
In all seriousness though, I stumbled upon a YouTube video made by the Council of Rings covering the very topic of whether or not this mod is dead, and they assure us it is not. Far from it even. The work continues, and they are working on various aspects simultaneously. This ranges from scenes for Minas Tirith to Osgiliath to Minas Morgul to a bunch of villages. It is, as mentioned, a deliberate choice of the developers to hold back on what they want to tell and what they want to show to the public. This is understandable, as there is still a long road ahead, and they do not want to create an early hype that dies down. I definitely invite you to check out the Council of Rings channel, for they share some cool videos on the project, such as the making of a custom Gondorian house, and aside from that they are also more knowledgeable on some of the deep lore of Tolkien's world than I am. I have read The Hobbit, the Lord of the Rings trilogy and some chapters of the Silmarillion, but I am not nearly as versed as some of these channels who are more dedicated to this world. That having said, I do really enjoy the world of Middle-earth and all the stories that are told in it, though I am not a big fan at all of the Rings of Power series made by Amazon when it comes to the dialogue between certain characters, acting performances and the overall writing. There were a few moments I did find enjoyable. Let me know what you think of that show and its take on Tolkien's world in the comment section down below. I am interested to find out what you think they handled pretty well, and what they could have improved, or what they could improve going into Season 2. I wanted to add that before any public release, internal testing is likely to take place. Testers will be recruited from an announcement on their Discord server. When this will be is unknown, but it will be at a point when enough of the campaign is developed. From what I've heard, this mod will be available on ModDB upon release and not on Nexus, due to their policies, whilst the Steam Workshop will likely not be able to support a mod of this size. But, as I mentioned, there is still a long road ahead before we can think of any release date. Support the team throughout their development, but do not bury them under the same old questions of when they expect their project to be made public. This is their passion. They spend a lot of time on it, often next to other important duties and tasks they have in this world. So here we have come to the end of this account. I will try to inform you on any significant progress made by the Kingdoms of Arda team. I do hope I have earned your trust and ear, and you will stick around for more news on other incredible, breathtaking, awe-inspiring games and mods. We will meet again in my next recording. Take care everyone.